Hey, it's Andrzej on Software, and today I would like to tell you what we did yesterday and today with a bug that we have discovered in an external library. Actually, to be honest, this library is a library that is maintained by Arkansas, so it's a Rails event store. And while using it in our client project, it works really well. We applied one optimization technique, which is keeping aggregates in memory. And reusing the same instance of aggregate for subsequent usages of this aggregate. So we kind of built a cache for aggregates. And this is not a usual thing that you do, but in our case, it reduced the time of running one batch operations 100 times because we were loading and loading the same aggregate over and over again. So this was an easy optimization. But it showed that given our design, which is that debatable design, and I think we're going to fix it one day, but not yet, the design is based on the fact that we actually have two aggregates communicating via events in a circular way, which is, I called it a passive-aggressive events pattern, but it's just this is an anti-pattern, but it was it will be there for a while before we will find another solution. But anyway, I digress. So while we were using these aggregates as reusing the instance of aggregates given this circular design, we discovered a bug in the Rails event store gem, and the bug was about having this aggregate instance in a wrong internal state. We keep two instance variables there. One is version. This is basically the number of events that went through the aggregate, -1, plus the second instance variable is a collection of unpublished events, so we keep track of them. And when we call one public method of an aggregate, which triggers another aggregate, which triggers an event, which is the first aggregate is listening to, the first aggregate actually had a wrong internal state of this version and unpublished events. So to work around that, we've had to add some ugly code. Basically, we are setting those evars by using instance variable set. I think too close to instance variable set. I think that you should never do basically in Ruby. There's no reason for doing that apart from hotfixing something. So in our case, we did a hotfix in our code base by doing that. We have an ugly code now. But what comes next? We don't want to have this ugly code there, but also we have no time to now wait for this bug fix to appear in the Rails event store, which I think will happen soon, and then wait for the release and then upgrade the library and then only remove the code in our project. So that's something that we can't wait for so much, and especially in some other external dependencies, it will be much harder. On the other hand, we want to be notified when this problem is fixed. So how can we do that? So we're doing this by writing a unit test in our project. This unit test is basically a test for the library. And in this unit test, we were simulating the same situation we've had in our production code base. And in there, we exposed the situation very clearly, what is happening. And now is the funny part. This test is passing for as long as the bug exists in the library, which means once we upgrade the library, and the library will contain the bug fix, the test will start failing, and the message of the assertion, which will start failing, will tell us, there is this hard-coded ugly code probably in this class, because later in the future it might be somewhere else. You can now go and remove this code because now it's fixed as part of this library upgrade. So thanks to this, we actually can go in the future and fix this, and this way we can keep our code clean. And in the future, because we may not remember even the situation, we may forget about it in 1 month from now or 2 months from now. In the future, someone will upgrade, and then they will be notified that they can clean the code base. It might be even another team or other programmers. But these techniques, I know these techniques for 10 years now probably. I've been using it several times, and it's working really, really well. So worth trying so that you can keep your code clean. And that's it for today. Thanks for listening.